What's up, everybody? And woo! I thought about doing a quick one. Depends on how I'm feeling. Might be longer, might not be. Who knows? We're gonna have to talk about the difference between arrogance and confidence. Okay? Because a lot of brothers out there misconstrue the two. There's a lot of people who'll be like, "Oh, Charles, you're arrogant." How am I arrogant? Is it confidence or arrogance? See, the one thing you notice very quickly is that most people don't want your confidence to supersede theirs. Everybody wants you to come to their level instead of actually coming up to the higher planes of existence. Nobody wants to be the challenger to the champion. They want to automatically get the title. And frankly, that's one of the worst things you can ever do. This is the reason why you have men out here who are not achieving the things they always say they set out every new year. You wonder why. I want this chick to be in this shape and that shape, but you 350 pounds. What's up, Simply Deep? Happy New Year. This is the reason why you can't get the promotion. You don't want to challenge yourself. Now, I get it. There are some organizations, there are some things that will hinder a man's growth, especially a black man. So, Zulu, my day's okay. There are some things that are going to hinder a black man's growth. And you got to take it in stride. When did you stop being black in America? You should already be in comfort of that. You should really feel weird if there was no opposition. You should really feel weird when there is no opposition. A lot of us in reality don't want to say that much. People ask me all the time, "Oh, you seem like you hate women. Why would I hate women?" The only thing I have for women is pity. Yeah, that's what all I have is pity. You know why? How can you be in your prime and you can't pick great men? You can't pick great relationships. You can't cultivate good kids. So all I have is my pity. You have a downright refusal to be great. Downright refusal to be great. But when I bring that up, I'm the enemy. I think greatness is one of those things we don't even talk much about in the black community for various reasons. Because many of us don't want to see each other great. You just don't want to see another Negro doing better than you. Refusal to be great or acknowledge that the work need to be great is beyond their ability. For a lot of people, it is beyond their ability. For a lot of people, you got to think about it. Greatness, if you haven't figured out for a lot of men, does not come in their lifetime. Do you think Dr. King was loved in his lifetime? No, he was public enemy number one in America. All this love and all this acclimates that he gets now, he barely saw any of that in his life from America. Look at Muhammad Ali. He was called all kinds of seditious bullshit. It took what? When he beat Foreman, he started getting love. When he won the heavyweight title the first time, he was called a braggadocious, arrogant kid. The Louisville Lip. Because a black man's not supposed to talk about his greatness. I think black men ought to have some audacity. I remember one of my friends said, "You talk about when you reach the restroom a lot." Actually, I don't. Many other people bring it up. Well, if I'm a cigar lounge or whatever. But I had to ask that same friend this question: what did you do to equal that? What did you do to surpass it? You had the same 24 hours. Why did you choose to be a nobody? Hmm? A lot of people don't like your greatness. See, arrogance is a delusion of grandeur, untested, unproven. It goes by theory and not factual practice. See, when you go up to the mindset of being great, you have to be a psychopath. You have to have something wrong with you. You have to forego pleasure. You have to get away from comfort. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. This is the reason why, if you notice, most women don't have strenuous jobs. This is the reason why most women don't get paid as much as men. Because men are okay with doing back-breaking, strenuous work. How many women you seeing, I want to go in the ocean for these exotic crabs? How many women raise their hands to go work on an oil rig? How many women actually raise their hands to be police officers? Very few. Firefighters? Very few. And even the ones who are in the department, they hurry up and go to a unit so they don't have to face danger 24/7. The infantry and special operations have been open to women for at least what, 10, 15 years? How many women are going to be Green Berets and Navy SEALs? You're finding out that a lot of those women who so-called graduated Ranger School, they finagled the test for them. You can't even find their test scores. So we know that's bullshit. I'm supposed to believe 90 days of one of the most strenuous training regiments in the military, where it's been known for you to lose up to 25, 30 pounds, 30, close to 40 pounds. And I'm supposed to believe this little 145-pound female who's losing an extra 25, 30 pounds is going to take a damn rucksack, climb a mountain that almost weighs about 80 pounds, and she's going to be that shit is going to break her in half. I mean, it breaks grown men something fierce. But the problem is that we live in a society of arrogance. You're confident, right? Go out there and look your best. And shout out to Corey Holcomb because I was looking at a clip of his before I started the show. And it was the Kendra D on the Tamar Hall, what is it, Tamar Hall's, you know, talk show. And Tamar, she was telling her that I can't be with a broke man because wigs cost $2,000. My lashes cost $300. If you're that confident in how you look, you would do it naturally. You're arrogant because you can once in a while afford a $2,000 chunky ass wig and some $300 lashes. You're gonna look down upon the men who can't or won't, or maybe can afford it and won't. If she's really confident in what she says and what she does, and I also agree with Corey Holcomb because the women that actually call her show are actually the women on her same level of beauty. Water seeks his own level in many different ways. You ever notice you don't see too many guys who are, truck drivers and garbage men, sanitation engineers? No knock on them. Have you ever seen, you don't see too many of them hang with PhDs. PhDs don't mind, especially in the black community, because, we're very, we're a very crushed social economic group of people. We don't have that big of a gap. But you don't see that too often, do you? You don't see a lot of street dudes hanging with the intelligentsia. But yet, she thinks because she has a $2,000 wig that a man is supposed to pay for her beauty expenses. When one, if you really think you're beautiful, you wouldn't need any of that shit. Tamar Hall is, is not a bad looking lady, especially in her prime because she was a goddamn model. And see, this is the problem when it comes to arrogance and confidence. Arrogance, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to nature. You're lying to the environment. You're lying to your goddamn culture. This is the reason why all these chicks will put all this ridiculous hair because it's a lot easier. It's a lot cheaper to put some neon pink and some green in your hair than to go to a gym. Watch what you eat. I don't want to work out. It's too hard. Uh, and at the same time, you got black men who complain about the looks of the women, but you still take them out. That shows you have low self esteem. See, people think I'm going to be on this just talk about black women shit. I've never just been talking about black women because you only just this is the same thing some of my friends will do. You only listen to a snippet of it. You won't listen to anything in their entirety, or you won't even listen to 30 minutes of it. 15 at best. There's fools out there will be with their woman. Woman goes to the gym. Woman takes care of herself, but you're a fat slob, and then you wonder why your wife or girlfriend left you. That has happened to a couple of guys in the department I was in. They got fatter, the wife lost weight, and the wife left them. The options grew. She stopped being attracted to dude. But when you tell people shit, you're the enemy. When you tell black men to have some audacity, to have some grace, have some class, oh, it's the excuse. I can't do better. You gotta look for the excuse. Oh, I can't fight for my kids. Cool. Don't. The same thing I said on Roger's show. Apologies, Roger, for using foul language. I'll just use it on my show. Here's the point. You wonder why the women are the way they are. What consequences did you set up? Are you still going to date these women with the rude attitude? Are they going to come back? Because they always come back at some point. These are our demands. We do not stand for terroristic threat or negotiations. Pussy is not the end all be all when it comes to a woman. Sorry. You think you all that. Why shouldn't I be? I've been proven to be. Where in your life have you had to prove yourself? That's my question. At what point in your life had you had to stack yourself against the competition, the highest competition possible? Was it school, college, sports, training? Because if you never truly had competition and you never had to compete, then how do you truly know you were the best? Oh, Charles, you just arrogant. I'm not. But give me one reason why I shouldn't be. That's the ultimate question. Nobody ever answers. Give me one reason why I shouldn't be. Why can't I be the one with the t-shirt that says, damn, I'm good? Does that white boy ever have to humble himself? Hello. Goodbye. Does that black chick have to humble herself? Oh, we the most educated demographic, even though we all know that's a lie. But why, black man? Why, oh, why, oh, why do you have to find yourself all the time humbling yourself? Why? Is there fear? Is there reluctance? What is it? Are you that whooped that you have to be the good little puppy and be obedient? Why can't the black man be a maverick? Because one of the most hateful groups in America can sometimes be the black community when you're a different thinker than the norm. But we don't like to talk about that, do we? We don't like to talk about those ugly secrets. If you're a different thinker or you see things in a different light in the black community, you're usually the most hated. You're usually the most accosted, the most teased, the most bullied. But yet, we will sit on some bullshit moral high ground and say, well, everybody's racist, but how do you treat your people? We are so fucked up as a people, we won't even protect the motherfuckers who are gonna go to fucking college. Our best and brightest won't even marry in because guess what? You gave them hell because they're smart. You gave them hell because they had a different vision than you. You gave them hell because they could reach heights you could only dream of. So just out of jealousy and just out of spite, you try to sabotage them early on in life and kill their confidence. If you feel that, give me a woo in the chat. If you think I'm wrong about that, tell me hell no, you're wrong and tell me the reason why. See, people don't like to talk about that. Many of times, if you grow up in a black neighborhood or a black household, if you still have any confidence left, it's a goddamn miracle. You're not encouraged. If you're not great because you're supported, you're great in spite of what the hell you're given. I mean, let's really break this shit down. Is there any protection for the young black boy who's working his way up to get a STEM degree? No, no. Do we build his confidence up? No, no. Do we support the young men who go to the military? No. They come back from a deployment or from a war zone. How many people in the black community hold parties or celebrations on their return? None. But how many will hold celebrations and parties on the return of somebody coming out of prison? And that's supposed to build confidence, not only in our community, but in our men. But yet, these are the same men you said that need to come back and fix the community. when the community hated you, the community disliked you, the community ostracized you. Why should you come back and fix in any competent way a community that tried to abuse and destroy you? The reason why you don't like the men to lead the community is because they know they're going to rebuild their ego, their intellectual prowess, and their happiness somewhere else. Nobody thinks that's weird. Nobody thinks that's a damn shame. But yet, we don't care, do we? We don't care. The shamefulness of this is that anytime a black man's confident, everybody in the world will unanimously form up like Voltron to tear him apart and down. That's not true, Trump. Prove me wrong. And I do agree with you, Zulu. He says, love and respect you to death, Sir Charles, but your tales will be better suited with black men who actually care about our well being. Thank you. I know that. That's why I don't talk about the Keisha shit for such more. Because if you're gonna get with an American black woman, get with one that fucks with you. Probably one that mess with you and likes you more than you like her. And this is the shadiest part. I mean, at some point, you're gonna have to develop yourself. Go on some travels. I know some people, and I said it on BGS. Uh, I think what happens is that you have to build yourself back from the ground up. I want you to think about that. You got to build yourself to the ground up and go through living hell. You can't be acknowledged. You got to do it for whatever it is. Everybody else can have their ridiculous, unrealistic, personal preferences, but you. I mean, I want you to think about that. Nobody's going to build you up to say, hey, get in good shape, hit the books, hope you get this job. Very few men are going to do that. Very few men and women are going to do that. But what about the arrogant folks? They get told, oh, Lizzo's beautiful. If Lizzo was so damn beautiful, why did she lose the weight? Why did she join the gym? Because she knew what was up. When she couldn't spread the foolish messaging anymore that fell on deaf ears, reality had to set in. 100% reality had to set in. We would tell people who are really unhealthy they're great. Give them the sense of arrogance instead of saying, hey, I'm concerned about you. You're a wonderful person, but we can make you better. The world really wanted women to think that being a big back was a preference. Thank you, Lion. Sup Alongo, sup Chaos, sup Black Man from the Rockies, Bay, AB. What's up? I really think that once a person is honest with themselves, it's very difficult for the world to lie to them, or because you have a natural understanding. That was some what? That was some on Roger's channel. That was what? What do you mean? What's up, Chaos again? See, I'll speak on this, and this is where I probably have a little slight difference of opinion with the topic of being black women not being good people. I don't think women are taught to be good people in the modern day, period. Black women are just the nuclear bomb of it. That was some conversation. That was definitely some conversation. He's trying to have a more family friendly thing, so my bad for the cursing, Raj. But they're on my show, so we get to curse. Let's look at this. The reason why you have these bad people, because bad people tend to be arrogant. Bad people tend to be spoiled. Bad people tend to have delusions of grandeur, make themselves out to be something they cannot compete at that level or become. And instead of facing reality like a decent person would do and make their peace with life or train their ass off in some fatuate or some facet of life, sorry, they get really stuck on the delusion. It becomes a drug. They become really detached from reality instead of trying to improve themselves. This is what happens all the time when you have people who come to the spaces to hear one thing and oh, that person's evil instead of hearing the whole thing for content. But yeah, we're not taught to say, hey, Let's get out there and build this guy up. We're going to need him to be the best. We're going to need him to dig us out of this technological abyss. Nope. Excuse me for a minute. I'm back, folks. Now, back to what I was saying. See, you gotta have some audacity. You gotta have some love for yourself. You gotta not be, you can't be afraid to go through the crucible of life. Because life's gonna beat the shit out of you, okay? It's gonna beat the living shit out of you. But when you rise out of that shit, when you become a greater man, there's no greater feeling. Especially when you had little to no help to get out of that ditch. See, it's a lot different when you're a dude compared to being a female. Because everybody and their mother is going to help a woman. Everybody. And what happens is you got to overcome that. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't want to be about it. But you can't be afraid to take the lonely path, the lonely road. You can't be afraid to be different, to challenge. That's how you build your confidence. That's how you build who you're supposed to be. That's how you develop your purpose. No one's going to give you shit out there in life. You're going to have to take it. That's why when you see a lot of those women out there, that's why they're scared shitless when the government's doing the cutbacks. Oh my Lord, what are we going to do? When you actually earn your value, you don't care. You don't care. They can't take away your self respect, your diligence, your hard work. If you want to get bigger and stronger and put on some muscle, guess what you got to do? You got to lift big and strong to become big and strong. You're going to have to tear your muscles. You're going to have to be put them under stress so the tendons, the bones, and the muscles can grow stronger. But nobody says, I'm willing to put in the diligence and hard work for this shit. I am going to go through so much of a living hell that nothing in this universe, in the omniverse, will stop my forward progression. But arrogance will tell you that you're fine already where you are. And that's not great. That's not great, folks. Arrogance will actually stop you from growing, progressing, seeing, enjoying the journey. That's one of the biggest problems for black men today, enjoying the journey. This is the reason why you get hemmed up, because you're not taught to enjoy the journey. The journey of manhood, usually, it can be a very lonely one. And it's supposed to be by design, because it shows that you can endure one of the most painful things in life is loneliness. But y'all don't hear me though. Give me a blue if you feel me. There's the Cash App in case anybody want to donate. At least, the least you could do is put a like. The most difficult time in a person's life is loneliness at some point. Your parents pass, your friends pass, your kids go to college. You go off to college or the military. Loneliness, being alone, afraid of the unknown is one of the most difficult times. But what's the one saying BGS love that I always said? Don't go to God praying for a lighter load, because that's disrespectful to the universe and the Almighty. Go to God praying for a bigger back to deal with a difficult load. Pray for strength, and you're going to get difficulty. Pray for patience, and you'll find people that you have to love, people that you have to take your time with. You pray for intelligence, and mentors come to challenge your thoughts. You pray for understanding, and the first thing you have to do is look in the mirror and get to know yourself first. A lot of people out there are afraid. This is the shamefulness of the modern day's world, the modern day sense of learning. You're afraid to take that travel alone. You're afraid to take that travel alone. I want you to realize this. You're afraid to take that journey alone. I had my girlfriend, and I was going to Iraq, and I thought to myself, what am I going to do without her? And God in the universe has a sense of humor. They'll said, I'll show you. You'll live. You'll grow stronger. You'll get better. You'll have adventure. You'll have danger. You'll know how to survive. You'll know how to pursue. You'll know how to take a step forward. Heartbreak is supposed to make the earth shake. The first thing you're supposed to do during a heartbreak is becoming a better person yourself. Can't worry about somebody else. You can't control somebody else. But what you got to do is learn how to control yourself. Learn how to be confident when nobody else has confidence in you. That's one of the most difficult ones. Learn how to be confident when no one else has confidence in you. If you can't do that, then why are you here? Why are you here? If you're not willing to go through those journeys, I don't want to hear anything about arrogance and confidence anymore. Till then, I'll hit you up later today. Peace.